video about a game that I've been playing a lot ever since uh, it was introduced to me thanks to the Call of the Sirens podcast, which, by the way, you can find it. It's www.callofthesirens.com, something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head exactly, but in any case, that's pretty good podcast, and um, the people who do it have pleasant voices. And this game is um, well, it's a sort of, how can I say it? It's a co-op third-person shooter slash slashy slash game. Um, yeah, where you play as this weird alien warrior who's vaguely humanoid, and they're encased inside of this metal body. I know it doesn't really look like metal, but it's some sort of highly advanced robot suit type armor thing. So there are various different Warframes, as they're called. I only have one at the moment. And it's a free-to-play game, so you can buy stuff with money. But the good thing, or, real cash money, which you buy using platinum. But the really good thing about this is, though, is that pretty much the only things in the game, besides, like, exclusive items that were created specifically for people who early bought into the game, like bought special founders packages and whatnot before the game was released. Um, the good thing about this is that pretty much everything can be bought with the regular in-game money that you earn in-game. But the only thing that absolutely can't, besides the exclusive gear, is slots for basically new item slots for warframes and slots for weaponry. And you can buy those with platinum. They're actually quite cheap, and they start out by giving you 50 platinum to spend. So I bought one extra warframe slot and 3 extra weapon slots, and I could afford to buy 3 more weapon slots. But as you see, I haven't even used them up yet. I've been playing for a little over a week, and I've been playing it an insane amount, about, I guess, something over 60 hours. Um, but yeah, it does a good job of making you feel like buying stuff would definitely help you, but you don't absolutely have to get enjoyment out of the game. It'd enhance your enjoyment, but the game is just still a lot of fun just without it. And, well, probably part of it that helps is that I got these really lovely pistols as part of the first year anniversary thing, because I heard about it and decided to immediately make my account now while I could get them. And they're quite nice. So what else can I say about this? So there's a story to the game. It's kind of mostly a backstory. Doesn't really come up too much within the actual gameplay, except with like little messages that pop up on the side of the screen, people talking about, taunting you and saying, okay, or the Lotus, who's your sort of operator, saying this is your target and whatnot. Your handler, yeah. Um, and this is like the basic earliest Warframe ever. You get a choice of 3 different Warframes when you first start the game, and I picked this one because it's the newbie one. I've customized him a lot, so he looks like, well, I tried to give him a similar color scheme to Nirvash Type 0 from Eureka 7, but, uh, well, yeah. He kind of has eyes on his chest. So anyway, you get your Warframe, which you can upgrade with different mods and whatnot, that will increase your abilities. Like, this is a special attack, which allows you to fire out a bunch of javelins that actually look like those swords on my back, for some reason. Uh, this increases your shield, etc. if you're in a co-op game, you can get knocked down and start bleeding out, and then this will increase your damage while that's happening while you wait for a teammate to come revive you. And this is the aura slot that basically is this a slot that gives you a bunch of things to help your team depending on what you put in there. And these different cards are all modifications you can put in, so yeah. I don't know if I'm going to use this much longer because I almost never use it. It is useful for jumping on high things, but it's actually only really useful once you've leveled it up a few times. So yeah, you can get like gear and stuff. There's a crafting system here, where you collect various objects that you can craft into stuff. And you can pretty much craft any item in the game using this system. There's a bit of grinding involved, but it's really, you know, not that hard, not that boring unless you really don't like playing the game. You can craft new Warframes and everything. You can even craft the, like, special super advanced ones if you can find the stuff for them. But, of course, buying stuff from the store gives you a fairly good advantage. Like, if you buy a Warframe from the store, it automatically comes with its own slot, so you don't have to use up your current slots, and it comes with its own reactor, which is a special item you have to spend a lot of time crafting for a Warframe if you want to, and it'll double your ability to put mods in, like, oh, this isn't the Warframe, but yes, here. You see I have 10 open slots out of 60. The basic stuff starts out with 30, and then if you have an Orokin reactor, you'll double it every time. Well, yeah, it starts out with 1 point per rank, and you can go max up to 30. So, if you're at rank 1 and you have a reactor installed already, it'll have 2 points. But once you get to this point where you've leveled it up to level 30, you've got a lot of stuff you can do with it. And up here, you can have your various, this is your stats page, but when you fill this bar up by filling mastery levels or affinity levels for weapons, it'll allow you to do a sort of trial that will increase your level, overall level. As opposed to the equipment level. What else? Well, I know Total Biscuit made a video about this like over a year ago, and seemed to be fairly optimistic about it, and I think by now I'd say that he was right to be. Well, cautiously optimistic, I suppose. It's been a while since I watched it, but it's got a lot going for it, I think. One of the better free-to-play games for sure. So there is a story. It's mostly gameplay, backstory I mentioned. It's based on one of Digital Extreme's other games who made this, called Dark Sector. But takes place like years and centuries in the future, and it isn't exactly clear what the connection is. So I guess I'll just jump into a game. There's an online mode, but I'm going to play solo so that I don't get interrupted. The gameplay was really designed for co-op, though, in all honesty. I'm probably going to plow through this because all my equipment is maxed out, but alright, so we're fighting the Grineer, which is the oldest enemy in the game that the intro sequence. Yes.
There is a large platoon of Grineer Marines stationed here. Leave no one standing.
Okay. This is a pretty simple extermination mission where you just have to kill every enemy in the level. There's a lot of different things. I'm collecting credits here, which allow me to see. This is the in-game currency. It doesn't give you much to open these, but every little bit helps, and sometimes you find useful materials for crafting stuff in them. so you can run around collecting shit. There are various hidden areas in some of the levels, which are, by the way, procedurally generated from different parts, like Diablo. There's even like a sort of stealthy system you can do. There's no cover system, but you can sort of sneak around and try to avoid setting off alarms by stealth killing people. Let's see if I can actually even do this. Oh, never mind. Well, so much for that. It's very hard to avoid setting off the alarms. Oh crap, right there. Fine. The thing on the bottom that's headhunt is every level you get a special side objective you can do that'll give you a bonus to your weapon affinities, but yeah, I love doing that. But since I have my weapon affinities, oh god, what was that? Since I have my weapon affinities maxed out at the moment, I don't really benefit from it, but it's still fun little things to try to complete. And I have this awesome spin attack that just slaughters things. It's beautiful. Usually the game is a bit harder when you start out. So let's see, look at the HUD. There's a mini-map, upper left. Oh, that's a mini-boss. Usually those guys, if you're not paying attention, will just slaughter you. So you can take them out fairly easily once you're paying attention, but yeah, if you aren't, expect to get serious trouble. Come on. Just want to shoot you in the head. There you go. So let's see, the HUD, mini-map in the upper left. There's the objective and underneath it. The red icon is to show that I have to kill something that's over there. And as I said, there's all these little areas here. You can shut off the alarm with this little hacking minigame that's pretty simple, unobtrusive. And I don't know what happens if you don't get detected, and God, I'm screwing this up by trying to look. Usually I do a lot better than that.
Alarms reset. They do not suspect a thing.
Nobody suspects a thing. Yeah. So then, if you... Oh. Ooh, look at that guy. He doesn't know I'm coming. Oh, never mind, he does. I'll wait. Okay, well, he was alert, but he didn't know where I was, so he was just sort of wandering around. And then I killed him. Let's see. I'll use my codex scanner. This thing is quite useful if you're willing to go slowly, because it'll actually highlight enemies behind walls and whatnot, if they've spawned, which they hadn't yet. Alright, so there's a guy waiting for me there. How unfortunate. And this game is pretty gory in an awesome way. Ow. Although sometimes the gore doesn't really show up. The health and shields are on the upper right, and so is your level and mastery for your Warframe. And on the bottom right is the current ammo in the magazine, the maximum amount of ammo you have, level, and then these little things here that I'm scrolling through are special abilities, which I haven't used any of yet, have I? This is a pretty straight up combat frame designed to deal maximum amount of damage. There we go, stealth attack. And so it doesn't really have a lot of stealth abilities. But it is pretty damn sweet in some ways. Wow, I was really lucky to not get seen by that guy. There's all sorts of little hidden things too, like For example, if you find one of those little containers I was just looking at, these black ones here, and then, here we go. Do this, you get a little robot buddy. He runs around and starts killing all your enemies. Scan that guy. It kind of looks like one of those, oops, oh well. Oh yeah, see, that's what I mean. Oh, well,
Watch yourself.
so much for stealth.
Foot soldiers are on the
Yep.
way.
Using one of those things is generally not
You've been seen.
a good
Ready your weapon.
idea if you're trying to be stealthy. Here. Oops. And chop the body too. Yep. This is like, they need to make a crossover with this game and Viscera Cleanup Crew, or whatever it's called. The janitor of the aftermath of a first-person shooter battle.
Alarms successfully hacked. The location is returning to
Doom or
normal
something.
security levels.
Because really, this is one of the few games that actually has a level of bodily destruction that really matches the No, here, I'll show you something else cool. Let's see. If you're not careful... Kind of strange. They, sometimes just don't break. There we go. Oh god. I've opened myself up to the vacuum of space. Now my shields will start dropping. Ah, crap, my little buddy died. Oh well. Not sure how that works, considering he's a robot, but... Oh well, whatever. And you have to close the blast doors. Or shields. Don't know why they have these giant windows in battleships, but oh, whatever. Alright, calling the elevator. Going down. So as you progress through the levels, you unlock new ones, and there are various different objectives you can complete. There's exterminate, there's rescue, where you have to rescue a guy who's actually quite competent in not getting himself killed if you're careful. Whoa! Didn't see all those guys. There's a... capture, where you have to chase down these really irritatingly fast targets. Quite hard to capture, honestly. Oh, crap. There's... what else? Defense, where you just have to defend against an endless horde of enemies for as long as possible. All of these guys are pretty low level, so considering how high level I am, well, they're fairly weak. I'm not having a very hard time with this, but it's good because my attention is sort of split between talking and whatnot. And I'm still kind of screwing up on the talking bit. Here we go, let's show some parkour. Parkour, parkour! Parkour! Let's see. Nope, that's not working. Oh. Okay, fuck it. What am I doing? Ow. I'm gonna get my shield taken out. Oh, yeah. So that's what happens if you screw around, see? Now just imagine that with people actually doing a serious amount of damage, and you can figure out what it's like on higher difficulty missions where your enemies are closer to your abilities. And keep in mind that I've been playing for a while now, so I'm fairly high advanced in my frames abilities, and all my weapons are maxed out level, so they have all the mods they can possibly installed. Well, not even quite that actually, because yeah. But you know, you have a lot of various levels to your difficulty, so if you just want to play like slaughter a whole bunch of things, you can play one of the easier levels just to relieve stress, because they don't really scale, so just the higher you go in level, the more difficult it gets. Yeah, so other mission types, let's see, there's capture, defend, mobile defense, where you have to carry around a suitcase, deploy it at a place, and then defend it while the Lotus hacks stuff. Spy mission, where you have to run around collecting suitcases that you hack out and then carry them, which, by the way, you can only hold your secondary weapon out and ready when you're carrying the suitcase, so there's that. Oh, and if you fall down cliffs and stuff like that, it teleports you back up, which I don't know, makes it a little easier, but
Go.
yeah. These doors usually require 2 people, but I don't have 2 people, so they just let you go through. Yeah, in general, playing on more difficult levels, you really want to have teammates. The difficulty does scale for teams, so if you have more people, there'll be more enemies, but yeah, they do try to keep it somewhat oh, I've been going the wrong way. They do try to keep it somewhat manageable for small, or people that don't have a lot of buddies. And the community is actually fairly helpful, so
No further life forms detected.
even if you don't have any friends like me, you are still able to usually get a good co-op team, either randoms or just with the matchmaking service, or just, you know, asking people in the basic chat, hey, anybody want to do a mission, like a void mission where you have to unlock some special key and then do a thingy to get special rewards and stuff. So the void is like something in the lore of the game. Oh yeah, and you can even choose like between 3 different animation sets for your character that'll change some basic idle animations and whatnot just to make yourself look kind of cool. And those are all free. Like, here's my special idle animation. Yeah.
Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno.
So once you complete a mission, you get this funny little cutscene where he like flies out into the vacuum of space without protection, even though that was killing him before. And you get your various loot that you got, your money, and what you've leveled up. And after that, you get the stats page with all your stats that you killed 44 people and ended the lives of 44 human beings, but it's alright, they were cyborg clones. I don't know what this little thingy here is, I guess it's just decoration. And here's your rewards that you got, loot and whatnot, and mission rating, bonus XP, I don't know what that is. Maybe that's if you like have a thingy boost or whatever. And I've never seen anything in that log, maybe it's like for chat. Alright, so let's try, yeah, that's Warframe for you. Let me see if I can try a different different level here. Or maybe I'll Let's see. Yeah, here are the keys, by the way. These are the things that let you go into the void, which is a special area that has much more difficult enemies and in general is pretty tough. And I also have a clan key that lets me get into my clan dojo, or at least would if I was a high enough rank in my clan, which only has one other person and just randomly invited me, but I was like, okay, whatever. But I might join a different one at some point. So what else? The codex lets you use your little codex scanner that I was running around with at the end to scan enemies, which gives you information on their weaknesses. Like this guy, his armor is weak against piercing damage, poison, and I have no idea what that is. But his flesh is weak against something, and also fire and slashing damage. These guys, two main factions that you'll fight are the Grineer, which are these cloned cyborgs they've been cloning themselves so much that they're basically, their genetics are just falling apart now, and they use cybernetics to enhance that. And then there's the Corpus, which is this large multi-planet corporation that uses technology to their advantage for the most part, and has a lot of mechs and stuff, and also really likes stealing Tenno Warframe technology. Then there's the Infestation, which is these weird virus-infected guys. If you look at this guy, you can sort of see that he's based on one of the Grineer basic grunts, and these guys are based on the basic Corpus soldiers, although their color is completely wrong. And I'm not really sure what these are based on. I think there might just be bizarre amalgams of flesh and death. Then you have the wildlife, which sort of randomly appears to attack you on some planets. It's bigger. It's like some sort of skate, basically, except it's in sand. And then here are the Orcan troops. The Orcans are like this ancient precursor race that has all sorts of weird technology and created the Tenno, apparently. And then sort of disappeared, except they still have some sort of influence in the void, and they've corrupted various people with their weird technology to make them into their slaves, guard dogs. So there's a Grineer Lancer, a Corpus Crewman, Corpus Moa Walker, and a Grineer Heavy Gunner, all mind-controlled, and even a Infested. This is about their only thing that's actually their own thing. Yeah, so you have various weapons. There's a lot of different types of weapons, not just guns. There's like grenade launchers, flamethrowers, poison spewers, dual pistols, single pistols, etc. All the stars mean that I've leveled them up to max, and you even get to unlock like art galleries as you progress, which is pretty cool. Look at the infested. Ooh, an infested gun. And I don't know, I guess that's a boss, but I haven't seen it yet, so I kind of spoiled myself. And also they even give you like little thingies to show the events that happen over time as the game was, you know, developed further. They added new events, which I've all missed all of, but now that I actually play the game, I might enjoy it. I might not miss the next one. So yeah, the codex is pretty useful because it's got all sorts of information on everything, including all of the frames and whatnot. And there's also a daily thing you get where you can have the chance to, it's like a random roll of the die thing. You have a chance to unlock different things, including upsells. Yes, you can get a discount on buying platinum. But you can get a 75% discount, which is pretty good, and I think I'm definitely going to wait to buy platinum until I get that. You can buy like this thing, which allows you to change the polarity of your weapon, well, one of your slots on your weapons, which will then increase if you equip an item in a slot that has, if you equip a mod in a slot that has the same polarity as it, it'll have the amount of energy or mod, whatever this number is, it takes to equip, which is quite useful. But then again, if you equip an item that has the wrong polarity, it'll double the take. So if I do this, for example, now it's red, and this thing's doing 6, and this thing's giving me 10. But now it's 7. Yeah. Okay, well, it doesn't quite double it, apparently, but it does increase it. Yeah, see, if I switch these two, I couldn't even keep them installed, I guess. What else is there to the game? There's so many little things. You can have a clan dojo that you can build. I haven't really been able to get in there because, like I said, I just joined a random thing. Options menu. Well, TB always looks at that, so I figure I'll look at that too, since maybe things have changed since he did his video. Graphics options are pretty good. Got a lot of different things, including physics effects, which are not quite as intense as like PlanetSide 2, but they're still pretty good. Although they do have a tendency to blind you. Anti-aliasing. You can't choose what type of anti-aliasing, but you can choose to turn it on and off, I guess. VSync, auto, texture, memory, stuff like that. Brightness, contrast. You can change your aspect ratio and your field of view, but there's no, like, number to say, you know, what it actually is, so that could be better. Separate audio sliders for everything. You can turn off all voice gain, all voice chat and whatnot. You can even customize the HUD to an extent, which is pretty useful. And matchmaking ping limit, that's pretty cool. You can, you know, limit the height, the size of the ping of servers you want to join, or sessions or whatever. And I don't know what a lot of this other stuff is. Yeah, and you can fully customize your controls. They have a controls, which I haven't used yet, because I think it's built for Xbox 360 controllers. Turn on melee targeting. Actually, no, wait. This game is out on PS4, so I guess it's PS4 controller, but, oh well. Maybe I should try that sometime. I don't have a PS4 controller, but I do have a PS3 controller, and they probably don't use the 6-axis thing on this anyway. Or his little touchpad on the PS4 controller. And your inbox just is a place where you can get your various items and stuff that mailed to you and whatnot. They have different operations and alerts. Alerts usually give you like money and whatnot, though there's some that are longer that'll give you special items like crafting blueprints for an Orokin reactor, which allows you to double the mod slots on your thing, or mod capacity. They have operations, which are like fights between the infested and a faction, or fights between the two factions, where you can get a reward for completing it a certain number of times, and you're helped by the faction that you're choosing to help, which is pretty cool. Let's try maybe another mission.